episode of Loot, Die, Repeat. And we are excited for you to be here to Loot, Die, Repeat because we're getting our sound dialed in. And we're just a bunch of schmucks who sit around and roll some dice. We do some collaborative storytelling and a lot of laughing at one another, known as Dungeons and Dragons. And we actually reconfigured our entire space down here, so our people are trying to figure out where their seats are and what microphones they speak into. So it may be a little bit backwards tonight as we go through our process. But we appreciate you being here. We appreciate you in our community supporting us like you do. And we are thankful that you are along for the ride with us. We have some giveaways, as you can see right over here, to say thank you for being here with us. And we had to take out the little turntable because this Viserion dragon that actually has a stand, but the stand is too tall to get in the screen, so we had to put in a makeshift little jinky stand in there for it. And no turntable. All that stuff, yeah, like Jenko's. Yeah, big baggy pant, right? So we will, with 50 new subscribers, give away Viserion, an awesome McFarlane dragon with a cool flight stand and base. If we get 3 new subscribers, we'll give away that shambling mound that you can see on the right. But regardless of how many new subs we get tonight, we're going to be giving away those sweet white dice with the gold accents, as well as those 2 minis. There's an imp and a kind of evil vulture / harpy type of flying creature there that you can use on your table. So stick around and we'll give those away later this episode. All right, well, we have several other ways that you can get involved with the stream. You can cheer bits and affect the outcome of things. If you type into the chat !rewards, it will show you all of the different ways that you can affect the outcome of the game. You can give advantage to players, you can give disadvantage to the DM, you can give temporary hit points, potions, spell slots, fireballs, all kinds of crazy stuff. And we would encourage you to do so, especially as they enter into combat. And having come out of a particularly intense combat last week where they had some allies fall, well, can tell you they certainly need the help. So, what happened last week? Let's find out. Let's get a little recap. So our adventurers, known as the Shades, have been enjoying some downtime after they successfully... Stop distracting me, you people. Carissa, I blame you.
That's fair.
It's that sweet shirt you're wearing, which we're going to show off here in a moment. While enjoying some downtime, they decided to attempt to help their friend and one of their most influential team members, Morthos, rid himself of a little demonic possession he acquired in...
He was fine. He was fine.
I agree.
In their latest little escapade into Drong Tower. And having been possessed by this demon that was growing in strength every time he took fire damage, Morthos was eventually persuaded to allow the party to enter into his soul through the ritual cleansing magic of Ordo Lux, and the cleric named as Arlie Bronzehide, who knew the ritual to send them in. And so gathering some allies, Kelson Mare, one of leaders of the Shadow Knives in Seraloon, the city that they're in, as well as a random paladin hire that they grabbed from the Ordo Lux, Sir Roderick.
Sir Roderick the Fifth.
Sir Roderick the Fifth. And inviting their sailor friend Zemni, who is seeking redemption. the were-rat who has joined their crew. All 10 of them headed into Morthos' soul. Well, Morthos himself couldn't go in, and instead the party found themselves greeted by his echo, his radiant ally, Sola, the monk who had previously journeyed with Morthos, and in her last breaths gave herself up to him, and their souls were joined together. And in fact, the team got to witness snippets of Morthos' entire life play out before him.
Finally.
Seeing backstory that has literally been hidden for over 100 episodes. Because Morthos is so talkative. Well, rather secretive for some of those deepest and darkest moments. Seeing, in fact, some things that Morthos doesn't even know about himself. And so, watching his life play out from when he was but a wee child all the way to when he sought out to find them, and seeing all of the deluge of hurt after hurt after hurt, pain and sorrow and loss piled upon it, gave them some perspective as to why this tortured tiefling holds his cards so close to the vest and trusts so slowly. Traveling to the center of his soul, which had been hardened by these curses as bones and eyes have begun to take root and overwhelm his heart, the party came across a Colosseum-like structure that was rooted in his heart and was growing in strength with glowing embers of fire anchoring the demon that they found there. A humongous Baelor, its eyes glowing with fire, a hideous smile wrapped across its face as its horns pointed to the sky, its fiery wings extended outward, a sword of lightning and a whip of fire taunting them to attempt to uproot him from his new and comfortable home. A battle ensued, and the Shades threw everything they had at the Baelor. And one by one, this team began to fall.
Too soon.
The first one to fall was Sir Roderick. As he attempted to smite the creature, he was snatched by the throat and unceremoniously tossed into the void, the chaotic, stormy abyss that is Morthos' soul. The next to fall was Sola, though she was able to hold on to her life through the help of Killian and the Shades. But JB, their illusion master wizard, was not so lucky, as the Baelor targeted him as he showed himself capable of powerful magic, and he was quickly put down and with the whip flung off of the map and into the void, disappearing before their eyes, unable even to be revived. Kelson Mare, their ally, who has assisted them throughout their quests in Serloon, also fell. And Zemni nearly was thrown from the plane, but was able to latch on to the side just long enough for Ray to rescue him and pull him up, along with her other friends. Shadow demons that were under the command of the Baelor eventually dispersed back into the void as the party successfully forced the Baelor out at great loss to themselves. after a moment of collecting themselves and speaking with Sola before she was able to wish them well back into their own mortal forms, the bright light of the end of the ritual greeted them, and the party now awakes with a gasp. That's all of you gasping.
And then he goes, ow!
Mine's more manly.
Go ahead. Very good, Bart. Very good.
I
didn't
clear my
gasp.
throat. Let me clear my throat. You know?
JB didn't gasp.
You all awake, and you see 7 of your bodies with chests rising and lowering. 3 that are still. 1, Sir Roderick the Thick, is currently being tended to by an acolyte cleric who is being directed by Averly, a diamond in hand that is disappearing as they attempt to revivify their fallen comrade. Averly looks at you with a forlorn gaze and looks down at the small halfling Kelson Mare, who has gone pale, as well as your blue Vedalken friend with his lenses upon him and his arms still at his side, not drawing breath. The dragonborn cleric looks at you with his bronze scales gleaming, in particular looking at Killian, and in a gruff, somber tone, "I'm sorry. I wasn't sure if I should pull you out. I knew you were close. You were successful, but your friends. I'm sorry. I can revive them, but I don't have a diamond. Do you happen to have a diamond? I can attempt the ritual."
Who had the diamond?
I don't have. Quickly, someone
I have about a minute. Time is ticking fast.
Mariska kneels down to rummage through his pockets to see if
Roll
we
an
put it.
investigation check.
I do declare.
Oh, I'm not trying to get the diamond. I'm trying to get whatever valuables he's got.
Morthos is awake
Oh,
now
yeah.
too.
No, I'm just
Morthos
Is that
also
a diamond, or are
That's
you
a
just happy
You
to
all
see
see
him?
that the brand that had
9?
formerly been
hide
burned
my
into his
gems pretty well.
chest is fading with a beam of light that emits and then disappears, and his chest is smooth once more. What was your investigation roll?
9.
9. That's enough to find in his coin purse a large diamond that had been saved there for just such an occasion.
I instantly grab it and I hold it
Alright.
out and I go, "Take it! What do you have to do? Do it now!"
That'll do. And he grabs it, and he immediately kneels down next to JB and himself begins the ritual. He closes his eyes and begins muttering an incantation under his breath, and light begins to emit in a 6-sided kind of runic shape above him, and the room begins to light up even brighter as the same ritual is going on over Roderick's body. Another figure quickly strides into the room, and this is a tall human man who is got dark curly black hair. He's ebony complexion, and he looks over you all, and there is an air of authority to him as he takes in the scene, and with almost a frustrated nod of the head, he goes over to Kelson and looks down at him and shakes his head and looks over at you, and he says, "So you wouldn't happen to have another diamond, would you?"
Mariska looks through JB's pockets again.
There was only one.
Oh, there's only one. Well then.
Afraid not.
Where am I? Did
Rain check. Somebody's dying. Or kind of dead already.
We need
Anybody
a
else have a diamond?
Anyone have a diamond? Diamond for Kuzco. Diamond.
Kuzco's down.
diamond? A diamond for
down.
what? What?
Well, as CJB has passed, and so has Mr. Kelson, we're trying to revive them.
I have about 20 seconds before I can start this ritual.
Diamond.
I
Diamond.
shake him. Morthos, think! Diamond!
And Morthos will reach into his pocket and will pull out a diamond. Here, take it.
Valrix takes it, and looks you over, kneels down, and begins the ritual over Kelson.
Now we can talk. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe he's inside your chest still.
Ooh, chest compressions.
Yes.
Get on that.
Is he actually dead?
Kelson?
JB.
He's not breathing.
JB is dead. Kelson is dead. Roderick is dead. This ritual, which takes some time and does allow you all to influence it, as Averly looks at you, working on JB's body, and says, I need your help.
Ray will kneel down.
Before we get to that, Ray, I
And
know
oi Melinda, the life back into
you can hold that thought. JB,
Yes.
God.
as the lightning sword slashed through your body, ripping you from shoulder to lower abdomen, and a second time across, gutting you, spilling your innards as you grasp them, and your eyes began to fade as the whip wrapped around you and just yanked you off of your feet as your consciousness fled. Your vision goes dark, and you wake. The lenses are not on your face. The rest of your clothing are upon you. And you are on a very high mountaintop. You find yourself in an open temple with a black, starry sky. You look out and you cannot see any land below. It is just a mist, a purplish, bluish, goldish, reddish. The colors all kind of seem to roll in with one another. You look at the temple that is behind you, and you see star symbols outlined in circles on each of the pillars around the temple. Roll a religion check.
22.
Though you have not given much attention to the divine, preferring to focus on what you can see and know, you have seen enough and been around enough to know that there is real divine power to some extent. And this symbol that you see is, of all the divine, the one that perhaps you might care the most about. As you see Maestra, the goddess of magic, symbol on the columns around you. You look up at the starry sky above you, and as you stare into it, you swear that it kind of bends and shifts like a sail in the breeze on the sea. Almost like a giant woven tapestry with the pinpricks of light as the kind of nodes where the tapestry comes together. And this immediately strikes you as appropriate metaphor for the magical weave itself, of which Maestra claims to be the originator, the sustainer, the one who holds the weave together. What do you do?
I'm at the edge of a cliff with nothing beyond. And
Looks
the
to
sky.
be, it looks to be a mountaintop peak of sorts that you're on. There doesn't seem to be any pathways to it. It just is kind of the sides disappear below clouds.
I look around, seeing nothing. I look up. I will attempt to draw from the weave to see if my magic works.
Okay. You attempt to conjure one of the spells that you have prepared, and the clouds around you react, and you feel empowered. And which spell are you casting?
Guiding star.
Go ahead and describe your spell.
So by observing the stars or the position of the sun, you are able to determine the cardinal directions as well as direction and distance to a stated destination. You can't directionally become directionally disoriented or lose track of the destination. Doesn't reveal the best route though, just the straight path. And my location I will attempt to locate is Morthos.
Okay. You cast your spell, and there is a dim radiance that kind of emits from your hands and your eyes and kind of emits outward from you and then begins to coalesce and almost point like a compass in a direction. And your gaze follows where the radiant glow, this starlight, points, and you find that it is pointing your eyes upward and to one of those pinpricks of light in the sky.
Well, shit.
As you focus on the star, you watch as it seemingly detaches from this tapestry around you and begins to descend towards the center of the open-air temple. A Stonehenge-like structure with large columns that are connected with a marble floor that leads to what looks to be almost an oracle-type pool in the center. A reflection pool that is standing by itself of the same white marble stone. Star seems to be coming down towards that pool, and it rests on the pool.
How far away is that?
About 40 feet away. You're on the just on the outside of the columns.
Oh, there are columns. Good. Well, nothing to lose, I say. I walk up and take my hat off and lean against one of the columns as I watch whatever happens in the pool.
Okay. The pool itself begins to glow the same color of starlight that you had just summoned.
I will slowly walk towards that pool and look into it.
You approach the pool, and you look into it, and you see your reflection. You see your light blue eyes, their usual pupilless selves, no ears, your hairless head, hairless face, blue skin, and you see a man that has some lines that look tired beneath his eyes from the weight and strain of the endeavor that he's on. And as you look at the reflection of yourself, you see a form standing behind you that you have not seen in many, many years. You turn around, and with a smile on her face, her brown hair at about shoulder length, wearing a white gown that is glowing with starlight, you see the woman who you married that was stolen from you by the Zentarum, smiling at you. She says, "Josie, it's been so long."
Josie.
None of us know this.
Josie.
We all know it.
I say, well, I have deduced that I have either lost my mind or I have died. So I'll play along. Hello, Dolly, darling.
I'm glad you remember me.
Please.
Of course. You know my memory's impeccable.
I know. Which is why Maestra has called me to be the one to speak with you.
You speak with Maestra.
No. She's beckoned me here for you.
Oh. What did I do? Am I in trouble?
Well, yes, you are in grave trouble. Your intuition, as often is the case.
You-
Though not always.
You baby, you know me. Well, you always used to get me out of these situations a century ago, so maybe you can do it again this time, honey?
Well, you are dead.
Well, that's not possible. I'm speaking and casting spells. It's not death.
Well, your soul is not annihilated. That's what you're referring to.
You always tried me to convince me of the soul. Mayhaps it's true, now that I have some evidence.
Well, you did just travel into one's soul, didn't you?
Plainer well, maybe. Maybe.
Well,
yes.
baby, I'm not here to argue with you.
Are you sure, honey?
She looks at you and kind of...
Pucker up.
She crinkles her nose in that way she used to.
And she punches you right in the face.
God, I got
You know what? I didn't realize it, but I think I've missed you. You know, this cat guy here that we travel with, he's a friend, but he doesn't really listen the way you do. And when he shuts me down, he does not do it with as much love as you used to. That's for sure.
Well, I'm sorry your friends can be a bit callous, but Josie, you are hard sometimes too with that whole, emotionless thing.
No. There are emotions coming forth. His eyes are tearing up a little bit.
Okay. She reaches up and wipes one away.
She touches me?
If you let her. She does.
Yeah. I feel it?
You feel it.
I'll hold my hand out, down low. See if she'll grab it.
As she feels you kind of put your hand forward as she wipes the tear away, she steps in lovingly and allows you to kind of slide your hand around her waist and kind of pull her in. She's shorter than you, so her eyes kind of come up to about the top of your mouth. You are rather tall as a Vedalkin, and she just smiles at you and kind of tilts her head back, inviting a kiss.
I kiss her forehead.
She closes her eyes. I've missed you too.
Can we do a scene? Is there a bed anywhere?
You can make one illusion one.
It's been a long time.
JB the bodice ripper.
Josie, I've been sent because you have a choice. Your friends, they're trying to save you right now. And they need you. In fact, Meister says that the whole world needs you.
I knew that already.
You're so funny.
Some people just don't get my humor. I've been telling jokes since my backstory, and they just don't laugh at it ever. They think it's my conceitedness or something. I don't know.
Well, I know better, Josie.
I know you do. Can you come back with me?
Her smile fades a bit as her eyes lower. Then she looks back up with now a tear in her eye.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I wish I could.
Can I stay with you?
You can. But they need you. And I was sent to let you know how important it is that you stay with them. And that there are families, husbands and wives, who don't even know that they're depending on you.
Have you been watching us?
No.
Okay. Well, there's this person we travel with. Her name is Ray. She's got a heart like yours. She really does. But she's a young one, and she can be quite a bit annoying. You remember that kid Chelsea back in town? Always used to rip our plants up. Oh my gosh.
Chelsea.
She was laughing the whole time. I would sit on the porch drinking my sweet tea. This was before I started brewing that coffee, right? Okay. And I had a bucket of chicken, and oh, so good and delicious. I just couldn't stop her. She was having a great... This is Ray all the time. But I don't have any chicken or sweet tea.
But you have your coffee.
I do have the coffee. That is one thing I would go back for. What do I do? Is there a solution that involves you coming with?
Josie, I'll be waiting for you. But I can't go. I'm just a messenger and an encourager. But you do have a choice.
Well, Dolly, you always steered me in the right direction. It's why I'm still around today. Well, I'm not around anymore, but show me how to choose to go back.
She takes your hand and steps with you back towards the seeing pool. And she kind of puts her hand in the water. And you notice out of the peripheral of your eye, the weave all around you kind of swirls. And the pool gets as crystal clear as a mirror and reflects the stars around you. Your eyes catch what looks to be an image in the room where you entered into Morthos' soul. And it's a small view, like it's truncated. And she gestures upwards, and you look up and you see the entire sky is a giant display of the very thing going on. You see the bronze dragonborn kneeled over your body doing a ritual. And you watch as your large storm giant friend rushes forward as Averly invites help. And Dolly looks at you and she says, Josie, is that Ray?
That is Ray Esmeralda. Usually I have put some illusory tree arms on her for fun, but not right now. She does care. She does.
She looks fun.
I guess I do too.
Well, listen to what she has to say.
JB! She kind of like shakes him a little bit almost as the acolyte kind of stares at her. JB, you gotta come back! Come back quick so we can oil Melinda the Zens together! And, most importantly, so you can give me tree arms! How am I supposed to live without tree arms? I mean, my arms look so plain! And she kind of waves them in front of JB's face. So JB, you gotta come back, please!
All right.
I'll try to cast minor illusion on her arms.
Doesn't seem
Sorry,
to
Ray. Sorry.
pass through. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check with advantage.
19.
All right, very good. You give her tree arms?
Well, yeah. She likes it, and she stays out of my hair if I do it. So
Josie, you don't have any hair.
you know what I've been picking up some colloquial phrases around
She
town.
kind of just gives you a side hug and giggles.
I pat her butt.
I was gonna say.
She says,
Same old Dolly.
she's,
Off camera, I'm doing a little more, but we'll not talk about that.
Same old dog.
she says, baby, who do you think will step up next?
Well, if Rubius had his choice, I would have been dead months ago. So definitely not Rubius.
True.
Bart will step up.
Oh, the cat person you said about.
Yes, well, I presumed Ollie might have stepped up. I did not think Bart would step up. He's sort of influenced by some things that he won't believe that he's influenced by yet. So
Well,
we'll see what happens.
these moments do tend to bring surprising things out of people. Let's see what he has to say.
So Bart gets into. He was gonna do something nice until Jake heard Steve say that. So Bart gets up and starts doing kitty biscuits on his chest.
What the hell is kitty biscuit?
That's
What
when
do
they
they
start
need?
kneading you. Cats.
Are they like
This
purrs?
is why I hate cats.
Uh-huh.
Very basic.
And then he gets into your face a little bit and he goes, Hey you got to get up. We're like from the same area, I guess. You know Melinda, I remember your tower. You can't stay dead. We can't do this without you. Yeah, get up.
Bart,
then-
he's dead.
and
You
then
have to be nice.
Oliver caresses your face. The tail.
The tail.
Dead JB sneezes.
And
It's
then
working.
And then Bart gives you a little cat nose boop on the forehead. And then he gets up. That should do it. He'll get up. Guaranteed.
Go ahead and
Well, I'm
roll.
convinced.
Roll a persuasion check.
Ooh, I'm good at that.
I hope you get a nat one. Just 'cause he said
An 11.
Amazing.
Yeah, no, he's getting up any time now. Like, right, 3, 2. What's after that? Hey, he's up.
Dolly kind of chuckles to herself. Well, he tried. What do you think,
Yeah.
dear?
Well, what I was really thinking about during his whole spiel was, well, I've met someone, and he lives in my glasses. And
Is that what
I
those things are on your face there?
yeah, so, it wasn't my choice. Sort of just happened. But I'm not sure he's alive or dead, but since you're doing Maestra this favor, This person in my glasses really needs a guide. Really needs someone to teach him he's not the boss of everything. Especially me. You're the boss of me. Just ask for this.
She reaches down
you
and
can
pats
join.
you in the rear end now. She says, "You know,
Maybe I will stay, honey.
You know I am the boss."
Oh. Can we wait on the third speaker? Anyway, just wondering if you could whip Anthony into some shape. Perhaps you could join us on our travels. I don't know. Just seems like it would be a nice thing for that old jabroni. I'm dead. 2 more death fails.
Well, I think there's one more that can step up.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that it will be Killian. He cares about everyone for every reason. I don't know why, he just does.
All right, baby. Let's see how he does.
Or maybe not. I don't know.
Slap him awake.
Mariska shoves him out of the way.
Benny hit him up.
I'm just trying to figure out what Killian could do that's helpful.
Does Mariska want to step up?
If you want to, I'm going to. I would,
Yeah.
but
Can we
incite
like? It
him
doesn't. I don't
awake?
have to
Yeah.
roll. I can just say something. But
That's true.
yeah,
so while you think about what you're saying,
I'm ready to role play. I just
so
don't wanna-
Ray is still kneeling by him. I assume.
She's kind of shaking him.
Yeah. So I
Tree
kneel
arms!
down.
Tree arms! Come back for the tree arms!
And
Mariska kneels
Oliver's
down and kind of
around his
stills
neck.
it. She's afraid that she's disrupting whatever's going on, and her hands are just knotted very tight in the fabric of her gown. She just looks very internally focused. And she says, JB, you cantankerous bastard. I don't know you very much, or for very long, but I have never known you to go quietly into a decision someone else has made for you. You're really going to lie down and take this?
That's awesome.
But she looks angry while she's saying it.
Yeah. Dolly looks at you and just... Oh, she knows you pretty well already. What's her name?
Satan.
Yes!
No, it's Mariska. She's new to the group. She sort of got paid to join us and then stuck around for some odd reason. But she's becoming a good person. And I think that if I head back, her and I have some discussing to do about some of our magics, I think.
Well, you are a charmer. I can see why she'd stick around.
Goosebumps go up Mariska's body. She looks around. I think he's coming back.
I did that from another plane. Honey. You remember that, Doc?
As Killian leans in.
So mechanically, I don't have Druidcraft as a cantrip, but I know it. I'd like to try to make a coffee smell.
Go ahead and roll a general wisdom check. Add your wisdom modifier.
8.
Man, we are not rolling well.
Maybe Mariska did roll.
It might be
Well,
fate, Steven.
Dolly, I don't mind spending
this is
eternity
ju-
with you.
This is
I
like as
really
I'm
don't.
stepping up, I've been trying to sit over there
But what I would like
as
to
they're
know,
talking, kind of like trying to do that. So
I
Okay,
know-
so you're trying to make kind of the coffee
yeah, while everybody's sitting there doing their thing, that's what I would have been trying to focus on
kind of-
before I step up. And
Okay, very good.
Maybe Mariska does roll.
As
I have to.
is there anyone else who wishes to say anything?
So how does this work? Is there like only one more person that can do this?
Well, Dolly, it
I still
looks
have
like
things. I still am going up to him.
Oh, you're gonna
Yeah.
proceed to say something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I thought that was all you wanted.
No.
Burnt
That's.
coffee.
I was just trying to do that, like as I was
smells bad.
Got it.
knowing that it would take some more time because I didn't have it
So
prepared.
everyone around smells what smells like coffee, but it's a little bit more kind of earthy, like moist, mossy coffee beans.
like
Ooh,
druid,
Colombian.
like a
So
More
it's
natural
not
state.
it's not just the ground beans that are kind of the pungent and strong smell that JB typically uses. There's a little bit more of a mossy smell to them as Killian steps up with a warm smile towards JB's body.
Well, I'm quite new to this, but Josephus, you are have become close to our group, even though you may try to hold us at arm's length. You may not believe in the one who gave me these scars, but I sure do, and I believe that he can help us as you have helped us and as he has done before in my life. So I'm going to give you the most magical thing I have, as I know you like magical items. And I'm going to put my trust in the Great Lion, or Ao, as some have told me his name. But I do hope that you will come back to us and help us as we miss you and still desire for you to be a part of our friendship? No. Part of our family here. And so as I lay my staff down on his next to him, I also take out my paintbrush and I take out the amulet of health, which is the rarest thing that I have, and I put it on his chest.
Okay.
And clasp it on.
So go ahead and roll your persuasion check. Just a straight roll, not assisted by your
speech sucked.
your coffee aroma.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's terrible too.
Halfling luck.
No, it's not that bad, unfortunately. 3. As my persuasion is 0.
Okay.
Did I say Mariska didn't roll?
Dolly, I really didn't.
You said she
think-
didn't
I
roll.
didn't say that.
I really didn't think he was telling the truth there.
But she didn't roll then.
He just wants me for my magic.
That's a nice shiny amulet he has.
Well, yeah, certainly. But,
What did you roll, Mariska?
Oh, I didn't. Am I rolling with advantage or straight?
Maybe you
straight.
can intimidate him back to life.
That's the next
that's
plan.
a good,
Oh
that's a good
god.
idea.
Please,
How
I'm
many
so
chances you got?
scared.
Maybe if I do a really nice backflip.
Oh,
Wait,
you're
I have
coming back
advantage.
whether you want to or not.
oh yeah, you gotta make up for a 3 and an 8 and an
It'll
11.
That
inspire
is
him.
going to be 27.
True, you started
Okay,
off
very good. Rubius and Morthos, do either of you wish
I'll
to
take
say
a
anything?
crack.
still
at
Actually,
it.
have an
28. I'm
advantage.
sorry.
Can
It
I
was a
use it?
28. I don't do math.
You still have an advantage
Yeah.
from last session?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sweet.
So
It
does
was a-
JB.
It
None
was
of
a-
my dice have been great, so
I do. I got.
Mine just
I
got
have
a
an
19. You
I'm
want
gonna roll yours.
How do
Is
you,
that
how
okay?
do you check?
I got a 28, by the way. I don't know math.
Okay.
Well,
28.
Woo! 18.
yay!
Maybe
You are
That's
now utterly
significantly
persuaded.
better. Significantly better.
The minute he gets up, Bart's gonna think he did it. Just letting you know.
What? You did it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bart's
that's
gonna
fine.
think he did it.
Okay,
fine.
Rubius and Morthos, do you either of you wish to
I'll
say
take
anything?
a crack at him. All right.
Backflips and lands right on him.
Oh no!
Critical fail.
In the crotch.
All right. So Rubius is going to walk up to JB's corpse, and he's going to kneel down, and he's going to look at him in the eye and say, "Now you listen here, JB. One thing that you are not allowed to do is die on me. We have gone too far. You bastard. Yeah! No! JB! Oh, I have to be honest with you. I keep seeing this image of a woman in my dreams, and I think it's my wife. And I know that you know what it feels like to miss a woman. This unites us as brothers.
Okay.
JB, if you can hear me, come back to us so we can seek our women together.
He still doesn't understand. Good effort.
We are so unhelpful to our fellow actors as we laugh while they're trying to be serious. Well done, Matthew.
I really tried.
Well done, Matthew.
You did really good.
So,
That's an 11. Did it make its way?
Josie, he really seemed to mean that. What do you think?
I think he got a few facts wrong, but that's usual for that man. They do seem to care for me, that's for sure.
He said that you should seek your woman.
Like I said, he just doesn't understand that you died before he met me. And, well, I didn't actually know you were dead when they first met me, so, for some reason, I remember lots and lots of things, Dolly, but it was probably, my brain did it on purpose. It did not recognize that you were a human and would have died long ago, and so I kept you alive in my heart. I think that's what happened. Now that I self-reflect upon this, psychoanalyze, if you will. But that man needs a lot of psychoanalysis. He's a good guy, though. He may one day earn the rank of brother. He was a bit forward, though, as he said.
Well, that's interesting. There's more truth in what he says than you know. And as she says that, Morthos, are you saying anything?
Morthos still not quite having his wits together.
Where am I?
Who kind of walling around, just kind of looks and understands what's going on with JB and looks at him and goes, JB, you didn't even want to save me. You can't let me be the reason that you die, because I'd never let you live it down. So you better get your ass back out here. We have more work to do. And then he'll lean down. Not happening.
Nobody's
And
trying
he'll
to bribe
say-
me? Come on.
I did with my magical item on your chest.
Oh, I get to keep all that? Thanks.
Plus, I don't know if I would survive losing another friend. And walk away.
Kiss.
For the gut.
You now having seen his life's story, understand the depth of that statement. Josie, Dolly looks at you, doesn't say anything. Well, what do you think?
Well, I've heard a lot of things that is sounding basically like the opposite of what they tell me when I'm alive. So it's very strange, but it seems like I usually say what I feel, if I feel anything. But many other people that I've experienced in this world, they simply just don't express themselves very well. And so it's nice to die once in a while and get to hear these things. What do I do now? I heard them, I like what I hear. And I could join them again if that were possible, but what about you?
Morthos, make a roll, please.
12.
Man.
Well,
11.
as I said,
3, 8.
Mine's an 18.
the choice is yours. Please, Josephus Beauregard Huxley,
The third.
roll a single die and tell me what the number
Oh
is.
my
What's the
gosh.
DC?
Can I choose the kind of die?
Does he have advantage?
D20.
Oh, can I roll a 30?
He has an advantage. Can
I
you
have
use
this
it?
I never
use it.
I know you do.
All right. 10.
Wow. You have an advantage.
You do.
10.
10. She looks at you and smiles. And she says, go to them. And when your time is finished, come and find me. But while you're back there, go and save our daughter.
Oh, snap. How did you not know you had that daughter?
With that, your body begins
No idea.
to rise into
Dude, I got goosebumps.
space, into the weave.
There's another Vedalken here.
As the stars fold in around you, the weave tucks you in, and with a flash of light and the remaining thing in your vision, the star of Maestra, her symbol, as it kind of overwhelms your sight, and with a flash, your eyes open. Ray is saying something about her arms. Mariska is there kind of on with her hands on Ray's shoulders, looking at you sternly. Morthos is leaned over with a grim expression. Rubius has tears in his eyes. Killian has his hand on your chest with the amulet. And Oliver is kind of standing, Bard is standing with his arms crossed, and Oliver is just kind of caressing your foot as you all watch as JB's eyes open.
JB, I missed you so much. You were gone for like a whole 3 minutes. And like, then I was like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do without you? Because like, you're the smart one and I'm not very smart. And how am I supposed to finish my mission without you? We missed you so much. And then we were saying all these really nice things about you. And Ruby started crying and I don't really know why she started crying.
JB closes his eyes and goes limp. JB closes his eyes and goes limp.
Who's got another diamond? Quick! He slipped back into death.
I'll let you sleep.
Averly stands up.
Oh,
Says,
my head hurts.
it worked. He turns around and goes, as the dark-skinned man looks over and says, I don't want to be a joy kill, but I could use some help over here with Kelson. So if anyone cares to assist with that resurrection ritual, they may.
Oh, I'll
We're
go
not
over.
going to roleplay that one. That's just going to be...
Bart would go over there.
I'll go over for sure.
Okay.
Ray will sit at JB and just keep like non-stop chatting because he was dead and she's filling him in on what everybody said while that's going on.
Okay, very good.
Ray, slow down. I still have bodily bruises and pains from the demon.
Words don't hurt you. I'm not touching your body. I'm just speaking at you really fast.
But every sentence ends in a body twitching me. So, hold on.
Fine.
Oh.
She'll just go quieter and whisper it really fast.
Shuffles around and magic items start falling on the ground.
She's following 2 feet behind him, like breathing over his shoulder.
Well, how many of you have passed before? Anybody passed here before?
I don't remember.
Anybody died?
Past what?
Passed,
Like a kidney stone?
passed over to whatever I was just in.
I have.
The
No.
holding place. Oh, yes? Was your experience as real as I just experienced?
I will admit it was pretty real.
Now,
It's not what I expected.
give me 1 second. I'd like to insight the connection between the last few statements that she made between him being my brother and the woman he's looking for and me having a daughter.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
That'd be terrible.
I always
Well.
wondered why her skin was so blue.
You know that Vedalken, regardless of who they mate with, always produce other Vedalken. So, unless the woman that Rubius has been seeing in his visions is a Vedalken, that wouldn't make a lot of sense. Perhaps she was just drawing the comparison between him seeking a woman and her encouragement for you to seek a woman who you didn't even know existed.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank each and every... Wait, did we kill the demon?
Oh yeah, I oimelinded him good. Mm-hmm.
Yes, he also oimelinded me.
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He like stabbed you through the throat, and then he kind of picked you up and threw you about 30 feet off the edge.
I don't remember that at all.
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, but I feel the burn around my rib cage. Listen here. As Morthos most likely can attest, I'm gonna be up front with all of you. I heard every word you just said to me.
That was so cool.
And I do appreciate your honesty in the matter. I think that sometimes we walk through life trying to ignore our feelings and hide our true thoughts on each other. And if what you all said was correct, then I've been getting the wrong impression from some of you. And so I appreciate your honesty.
Do you only want us to speak truth? You're really blue. Sometimes you're really tall, and sometimes I get a little intimidated. And I
Yeah.
have to stand up,
True.
like just to make
No,
sure that
yeah.
I'm taller than you at all times.
You're also a pain in the ass a lot of the time, but you're worthwhile to the party. Are we going that? Are we going there?
No.
Oh.
No.
Well, you said truth.
Oliver slaps you in the side of the head.
Ah! I mean, you're not a pain in the ass?
Well, listen, honesty.
Oliver points to your heart.
I'm a pain in the ass. Well, that plot twist.
Wow. So I was in a escape. I was in a scape.
Like a landscape, a deathscape, a lifescape,
RuneScape.
a runescape.
And there was a vastness to it of space and a sort of temple area. And if any of you need to attend to the other guy, feel free.
They did, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And I was visited by my wife. Maestra had sent her.
Interesting.
And so apparently Maestra does live in the beyond of some sorts and has some sort of power beyond what I know. Interesting. I heard what you said about the lion. I'm skeptical of what they call avatars, and so I don't want to ever meet this lion. But Ao can visit me anytime if you'd like to speak with him.
None is better.
Her.
You're right there.
Yes, Anam can
Airball.
visit as well. I'm quite interested, but they have never spoken to me. Maestra indirectly did. Yeah, my wife is doing fine, apparently, in her afterlife, whatever is going on. And I heard all of you speak, and I chose to come back, where I could have stayed with her. That's saying something, I suppose. But we have a mission, yes. Let me cough up this soul sludge I still have inside me, and we will
Soul sludge.
get back to mission very soon.
I want to try to read his emotions right now.
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
See
Good luck
those
with
eyes.
that.
Gosh, this dice is
Attaboy.
so bad. 18.
So bad. So terrible.
18
Passive.
on the insight. He seems sincere and genuinely touched, though he's his usual pretty even keel self. There is definitely some gravity to his words, and he genuinely seems to appreciate what each of you said in your own particular idiom. Oliver, you lean down next to Kelson, your halfling acquaintance from the Harpers, who has been somewhat of a voice of reason to you. What do you say?
I would take the pin off my lapel, and I would put it in his hand, and I would cup my hand around his hand holding the Harper pin. And Oliver would say, Kelsey, you've been like a second father to me, and you can't go. This city needs you too much, and the Hoppers need you too much, and I think I need you too much. And then he stiffens up a little bit, and yeah, so come back to life.
Did anybody hear Oliver come out again?
Mariska would have.
Kelson, apparently all we have to do is talk to you, so hopefully you're hearing this, but you're a man of business. We understand that language. So all I'll say is this. There is a lot of profit to be made this side of the mortal coil. And if you give up now, well, who knows where that will go.
I need each of you to roll persuasion checks.
18.
12 and 18?
Yeah, it is.
All right.
No, that's a no.
I am going to roll for Kelson.
You have an advantage if you want to use it.
I'm going to use it.
Oh. I don't know if you have an advantage. I just said that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have,
does not.
do I have an advantage?
Techno Wizard says no. We had you use them all in the last fight.
Okay.
Tell me Kelson dies in front of my eyes.
Probably.
Bee sting.
At least someone gets to die.
You could have stayed.
You clasp your paw around his hand, Mariska. You hear Oliver and Bart both speak to Kelson. The sandy hair that is soaked with his own blood. The eyes which are closed. His face which does have a peaceful look on it. You wait a moment. You wait. Valrix, the leader of Ordo Lux, puts his hands down as the ritual light fades. His head drops. I'm sorry. Kelson was my friend. As with Curtis, the three of us have tried to hold this town together. It's a big loss.
Why did you stop? Keep going. He came back. It's the same ritual.
It doesn't always work.
What? How does that... What do you mean?
They have a choice.
But he wouldn't choose to stay dead. We had to convince him to come do this with us, and you think he wants to stay dead? Nobody wants to die.
It was my fault. I shouldn't have had him come. It shouldn't have happened.
You hear Oliver speaking again. You distinctly note the shame in his tone.
I convinced him to. It wasn't just you. I've killed a lot of people, but not by asking them to help.
Well, if I know old Kelson, he would have had a contingency for this. We'll just have to see what happens.
Contingency for dying? Like...
Oh, these Harpers, they know what they're doing.
Bart reaches down and grabs his Harper pin out of his hand, and he searches for Kelson's as well to take that one.
Valrix sees this, looks you up and down. You're a Harper?
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead. He gestures towards the pin of Kelson, which is of a higher rank than yours. Says you can't keep that for yourself. Turn it into your superior, whoever. I don't know how it really works. Let him know what happened.
All right.
He was a good man.
Yeah, he was. There was a lot more than met the eye with him.
Yeah.
I want to look around and see if the paladin is up.
The ritual has ended from the acolyte. And he too lies lifeless.
Oof. Body count's piling up there.
Do I get their
Morthos.
powers?
There can be only one.
I rolled a
What'd you roll for Kelson?
I rolled a natural 1.
He's a halfling.
Halfling luck.
Halfling luck.
Hey!
Halfling luck.
Doesn't
Doesn't
apply
work.
when
Oh.
he's dead.
Are you sure?
Does.
And for Roderick, I rolled a 3.
Luck
Well,
is
whatever.
in the apple.
But in game, Mariska will look just very, very angry. She's gonna turn around so nobody really sees her face directly and just fist clenched.
And Bart's gonna walk over to her and just kind of sullenly hang his head and put a hand on his shoulder as well. We're both feeling pain here.
JB will walk up to Mariska. Mariska. Right now, it's a time of sadness, yes. I heard what you said to me while I was in the deathscape. I like that term, the deathscape. And I decided to comment to you something. I don't know what's happened in your life. You and Morthos seem to hide everything you have experienced, but I think that you may have experienced some loss in your life prior to this, and therefore you hold some people at a distance and like to use your strong personality to sort of present yourself as the most strong in the room emotionally. However, I see these emotions coming out now and while I was dead. I think you may benefit from letting those emotions out more once in a while, not in the form of anger and the former evilness that you have previously told us you utilized. So now that I have died, I am a much wiser person with much more ability to see that which goes on around me and comment upon it. Anyway, thanks for helping me out back there. I just wanted to say I'm sorry for your loss of your friend.
She looks at JB and just goes, "Well, I'm glad you're not dead." And hugs him.
Me too.
And then looks really confused when it's happening. And like, you know, the most awkward hug. You've seen him happen.
I like the idea that you don't
The
really know
awkward
how
like
to hug.
unfolding. And then over
gonna
her
do
face
with
she's
my
like, "This
hands."
was too much, too fast." Nope. Unwinds and goes, "Yep."
JB walks away after patting
Alright.
her head.
Now he's gonna pat your head.
A cloth is brought in, and Roderick is prepared for a ritual cremation. His gear is removed and reacquisitioned by Ordo Lux. Valrix attends personally to Kelson's remains and begins to prepare him and takes his belt off and hands it over to you. Inside, there is his crossbow and dagger and a small pack with thieves' tools in it.
Do I think the belt would fit my waist?
It
How about
is
my
sized
arm?
for a halfling. You could probably...
Get it resized?
Yep.
There's also 2 yarn potions.
There are no healing potions.
What? They
Gr-
broke on the way down.
Grim Reaper took him.
That's how he
But
stays alive.
upon inspecting the items, it is a +1 crossbow,
Ooh.
hand crossbow,
Ooh.
and a +1 dagger,
Ooh.
and a +1 set of thieves' tools.
Wow.
I didn't know those were a thing. So +1 crossbow, dagger, and thieves' tools.
Yes.
Marishka's watching the whole time when they're.
Yep. They, after preparing the bodies, cremate both, and you can certainly stay and witness the funeral rites given by Ordo Lux, honoring their fallen comrade and ally. And Captain Curtis is summoned and attends with Kelson as well. And you see a couple other what look to be like street vendors and dock workers, and no one of real consequence standing by observing Kelson. And Killian, as you kind of take them in, you get the sense that these are probably a mishmash of the undercover shadow thieves that he led. And you guys come to an end of your 3rd day of downtime. What do you wish to do on your 4th day? As you awake, back on your ship.
I would have left with bronze side 250 gold as a donation to the church.
Okay. He would have accepted and thanked you and reminded you, find her. Just find her. Cosette, find her.
Mm-hmm. We will.
JB on their way out will be feeling his pockets. I'm sorry. I'm missing a gem here. Did someone take a diamond from me?
Yeah. That's the reason you're alive now?
I keep a mental catalog of everything I have. Oh.
We
Did
had
you-
to use a diamond.
What do you
Did
have
you
the-
take your amulet back, or does he still have that?
He would have it on him. I mean, it would be up to him to give it back. So
Oh no, everything.
Ballsy move.
I didn't
Cotton.
even take any of it. Did you
Yeah.
put it around my neck?
I put it around your neck.
He said
Oh.
you
You
rolled.
would know.
Oh, I thought you put it on his chest.
No,
Okay.
I clasped it around his neck.
I say, well, I seem to have a few things I did not start off with, and so here's this and this. I think these are yours, and this I've never seen before. But it's weighing my chest down. I'm too dainty of a person to be carrying this around. So
That was mine as well.
I think that in a level or two, I will not need this. So if you would want to like it back.
I was just trying to entice you with all the magical things I had, as well as some personal items. Willing to give them up for
It's interesting that you would presume, I guess rightfully, that it would be these magical material items that would drive me.
Just entice. I don't think that your sole purpose, but
No,
You
it's
are-
fine. I'm not offended. I present myself in that way sometimes. Yes. But it is the little things that I remembered in the deathscape, and that were recalled to memory as each of you spoke, and so these mean little to me. But the gesture means everything. Here, you take this.
as you wish.
Very good. If any of you wishes to do anything other than return to the ship and kind of stay over, you would have, the whole kind of funeral procession and everything would have taken up several hours as people were gathered. So you would have had time to do small errands, but nothing of significance. That would have to be for the next day.
What time of day is it? Like, do we have time to talk when we get on the boat before next
Sure,
morning?
you can talk
Okay,
if
good.
anyone cares to have a conversation.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to Morthos.
Same.
Yeah, he'd
I'll
like to
take
know
it.
what happened.
Morthos, how do you feel?
How do I feel?
You feel like a part of you has been ripped out. A bad part. It hurts, but it's like a weight that's been lifted rather than a piece that you cherished removed.
I feel lighter. Like a burden has been removed.
Yeah, like a giant demon.
I guess, yes. Perhaps.
As Killian tries to lighten it a little bit with a joke.
So there was truly a demon in
Yeah.
my
He was pretty big.
soul.
Quite a big, powerful one too. As you see, as he took out several of our party members.
Yes, I saw that two did not make it.
Your little soul friend helped us out a lot.
Ah, Sola.
Yeah, she was
You-
cool.
You got
I
to
started
meet her.
like, "Chow, chow, chow."
She was very impressive.
Yeah, she was cool.
Uh,
Although, I guess now she can't like chapow because she doesn't have hands anymore. So maybe it's more like a chapoo.
it's like two glowing hands now.
Yeah, she lost the
Shapop,
hands.
shapop.
She never learns, does she?
It was quite an eventful trip, even outside of
There's a meme in there somewhere.
the giant demon.
We saw your whole life in like this glass orb, and we watched it, and it was pretty cool.
Oh,
Morthos immediately gets fearful.
Damn good entertainment.
What?
Uh,
What do you mean,
I'd say
my
it was PG-13.
whole life?
what we saw.
And Killian's demeanor goes from that joke to sadness and empathy.
We saw mostly your pain.
And Killian goes through one by one, starting with the first one of the lady, and actually he won't start there. He'll start kind of going backwards.
Work to it.
Yeah.
Tell the story.
Well, we saw us, and we saw your old companions, and
That was the best memory. Me.
You?
Mm-hmm.
You're hard to forget, Ray.
and we saw a giant, handsome storm giant, and
Oh, Yanni.
uh,
We love to screw with his hair.
but we saw your loss there. We saw your loss of mentor after mentor.
Too many.
Your pain of being taught thieving and power and lust, and your scar.
You saw how I got my scar.
We do.
Yeah, that guy was an ass.
Yeah, we don't, and I
That
don't
I will
think,
agree.
and understand more of your desire to protect and to become more than you need to be. And then he'll go, we saw your desire to be good as you learn the ways of Paylor.
Paylor.
Yeah, there's a thing under a tree. that?
Yes. I called out to him. But,
Her. It's probably why she didn't listen.
well, them, whatever. We don't want to, Anyway,
How would Bart know?
I asked for her to protect my friends.
It was him.
Him,
It's
you
him.
jerk.
I was like, I played this whole game for 3
I was like, man, I didn't think I was wrong, but okay, I'll go with it.
Got him.
But he let my friends die anyway.
Mm-hmm. That's what God to do.
And we saw
They let stuff happen.
your wizard friend,
Don't mention.
who, by the way, seems to have left you a... Oh, no, that's the paladin. We saw your paladin friend who taught you...
Grigor.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you steal a note, by the way?
Yeah.
That was just...
No, that didn't make sense.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense.
Stole a note? I never stole a note from Grigor.
Well, there was the paladin, and then he was dead, and then you were reading a note that wasn't addressed to you, and then it was like saying all these nice things, and I'm like, why would Morthos steal this note?
Yeah, it's like a different name. It's like
Yeah.
Anarok or Arteros or Artery.
Anantandid.
Yeah, something like that.
Something weird.
Eritron.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Eritron.
that was right.
Yeah.
Why would you steal from him?
Yeah. What did he do to you? You were like on a good path in your life at that point in time.
Yeah. That doesn't make sense.
That is a name I have not heard in a long time.
I want to incite him. Bart's first time inciting.
Go ahead and insight.
I want to insight if it means something to him.
That was a good one.
8.
His tone and his demeanor and the look in his eyes as they kind of trail off into space, as he said, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time, seem to indicate that it's pretty meaningful.
It is meaningful. Yep, got it.
Oh, yes. You're brilliant.
I look at him and I don't say anything.
Yeah. And Morthos kind of looks over and goes, you kept my secret. Eritron is my name.
Oh, no way!
No way!
Bart's
You
like,
messaged
or
yourself?
Oliver is also like, you gotta be kidding me. He's taken back as well.
How do you say it?
It's Eritron.
Airtron.
That's close
Eritron?
enough.
Era.
Eritron.
Eritron.
Yeah.
This is tough.
I assume there's a reason you go by Morthos now, and it has to do with that funny business that happened with the wizard.
That makes sense.
What did you see with the wizard?
That it wasn't your fault.
Oh, yeah.
So, then you know. There's a reason I had to change my name. There's a reason I fled what was at the time my home.
Yeah, they weren't very nice. You should have oiled Melinda their butts.
I was not the fighter that you see today. So I fled like a coward and ran and changed my name because I was wanted for murder that I did not commit.
There was another murder we saw in there. You were in a getaway cart, and then like you guys zigged when an angry mob zagged, and
Murder?
they killed a bunch of changelings or something.
At the school?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like obliterated them.
Mm-hmm.
You got away though. Good on you.
Oh, yes. I drove the carriage. I did not kill anyone. I just... they told me to go, and I just, I drove. I didn't know what they did, or I didn't know what was going on.
Do you want to go by Morthos or Eritron now?
Well, Eritron is still the wanted murderer. I would rather not use his name. I know we are far away, but you never know who might be looking.
As you wish. The first and last one, I'm actually not sure that you remember because of how young you were in this memory. But we saw this woman, tiefling, who I can assume was your mother, and
No, you couldn't have. I don't even know what she looks like. How could you see a memory or an image of her if I don't even know who she is?
well, I think maybe even if you don't even remember, your mind and your spirit and your soul will keep track of things that maybe your waking self can't do so yourself.
Wait a damn second. I'm inviting you all into my soul.
Mariska looks
You
at
tell me
Morthos.
what you see
Mariska
in
looks at
season
Morthos.
1 through 6 of my life.
Freaking shut up.
I'm sorry, you're interrupting me. I should have let you interrupt.
Mariska looks at Morthos and goes, "We always remember our mother."
Yes, but I do not.
Apparently you do.
So,
Somewhere.
I'm going to make a history check.
Oh, gosh.
You're really good at those.
I am. 19.
Yeah, yesterday. Finally.
And,
You don't remember anything.
no, he's going to kind of reach into his pocket and he's going to pull out a locket. And he's going to open it. Now, there's no way that it could be, but did she look like this?
Did she look like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
T.
Yeah.
Like a
that's, that's
tiefling.
Yeah. T for tiefling.
That's right.
All of this time, I have been carrying a picture of her and did not know it was her.
Mm-hmm. Over 100 episodes.
How about it?
Does she look a lot like him?
I mean, it's a female. What looks the same are the reddish, brownish hues and markings. So her tiefling, distinct tiefling colorings, she passed on to her son.
so
The question is, did the remains that were found, were they hers or someone else's?
we did not see any remains.
There might be more here to ponder.
Yeah, that's
That wasn't
not
yet.
just the end of the memory. Unfortunately, as it gets troublesome quickly, as many of your memories do. There was also an elven man there who... can I tell if he's half tiefling or if he's...
Just look like an elf.
No, if Morthos is,
Oh, no, you
wouldn't be able to
You
tell.
wouldn't
I
be
think
Okay.
fiendish blood takes over.
Yeah. Who was with your mother, and there was a little girl there, who was your sister.
Wait,
Mm-hmm.
I had no, it can't be.
She seemed to be a few years older than you, and here's the
Younger.
Oh,
She was-
younger.
She was the
Baby
She was the
baby
baby.
was in
Oh.
mom's arms.
Mabi. The hard part about this is the lady, Luthwester. She was
The lady.
capital T, capital L, alongside another woman who also looked like a hag. Seemed to be making a deal with your parents. And your mother was stricken with, I would say, fear and
Please,
sadness.
please do not tell me they gave my sister to the lady.
What we did see was that they were trying to give you over to the lady, and in a flash of light, a bright light that kind of filled the scene, you disappeared. And everybody looked shocked. Nobody knew what happened to you. And we don't know what happened to your sister, although sorry, I'm trying to read my notes to actually figure it out.
I remember seeing
I think
Wester take the baby.
yeah,
That's what I remember.
Your
too.
sister.
she was handed over to the lady before they walked away.
I will kill the lady if she harmed my sister. If she did what she did to those other children.
It will help you.
What did she do to the other children?
Don't you remember
No.
when we were at her house?
No, they didn't see
I saw
that.
their shoes, but no one ever described what the hags actually
He was
do
drunk
to
at the
me.
time.
Oh, you were drunk at the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah. What are you saying?
Well,
Her shoes are in the closet?
unfortunately, there is a much larger story than you are aware.
Yeah. Well, I mean, perhaps now that stories are coming out, we should all know what's going on.
Well, do you remember if you saw my friends of the past?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we did.
Did you see one that had a broken sword by chance?
Oh, yeah, that was Eli, correct?
That is
Mhm.
Eli. That is correct.
He looked like an asshole too.
Total dick.
Total dick.
Yeah.
The only problem, like when you have that dick that just refuses to go away or
Yeah.
die.
Totally.
Well,
Yeah.
that is him.
Just keeps rising.
Just
If it-
keep rising.
If it lasts for more than 4 hours, they say you see someone.
It's clean, Captain.
Casper comes ashore just for that.
He swam
Anyway.
too.
He could not die by normal means.
Wait, what?
Like
Meaning-
me?
No,
I didn't die.
no. Meaning you could run your sword straight through him, and 3 days later he would come right back.
Well, that's convenient.
Yes. In fact, let's see. Oh, I created two. It's wonderful. In fact, I believe he was 300 years old.
About 330.
330 years old when he was with us and had
From
died
Sembia.
from Sembia,
Fighting a woman named Kinshasa.
Kinshasa.
Time out. The lady who has my coin?
That's
Well,
the
we
same
don't know
name
this
the lady
yet.
told us to
No,
go after.
that's what
Yes.
Wester said.
And I can tell you
This wasn't pertinent.
that
Before?
she is as old, if not much older, than Eli was and cannot be killed.
How am I going to get my coin and how are we going to kill this Archwood lady?
So where's Eli?
I wish I knew. Last I left him was in a cave
How
as
do you-
I fled.
How do you
Oh,
kill
we-
someone?
Yeah, we
saw
saw
that too.
that. We saw that.
It was pretty impressive.
I saw a different side of that
leaving
story.
leaving all your friends behind to die is impressive.
That's kind of what I saw.
Well, we did hear Vadris talk to you in your head and told you
Yes.
to run. So, like, outside looking in, it looked pathetic. But inside looking out, totally understood. Someone much stronger than you said, get up and run. And you did.
Yes.
Maybe
Well,
they survived. I mean, they were with the Waterdeep's,
I think
military
sometimes-
leader.
I think sometimes
he was pathetic. Trust me.
he seemed like a fake. I think sometimes doing the right thing, even in the midst of leaving the ones you love or fleeing from harm, is much harder than one would expect.
So, I agree, and I thank you for understanding, but I should finish telling you. The story that Eli once told me was he was with another group of adventurers, per se, and they were chasing, I believe they were the hags, a group of hags, and they came across, the battle ensued, and from what I remember, there was a pool of energy that was created by, I believe he said, they killed children and sacrificed these children to this pool. They were trying to create a immortal necromancer, I believe. It's a little vague. But anyway, Eli fell into the pool instead, and he became immortal. He became what is known as a pain cursed. And we encountered multiple pain curse in our path, and only a pain cursed can kill a pain cursed by removing the head of said pain cursed. No normal human or weapon or whatever has been able to kill the one that we have ever seen. But anyway, this hag Kinshasa was there at the beginning, was part of the ritual. Eli told me himself that he drove a knife straight through her, and they had both fallen, and when he awoken 3 days later, she was gone. Which means, as we know, she is still alive, so she survived. So I can only assume that she is the same as he, which means that if we go after this task, we will not be able to kill her.
Well, what can we do then?
Cool.
The only thing we could do is we can kill her, but she will come back in 3 days.
We just have to get out.
We'll have to get out.
There's no way to permanently kill her.
Not unless one of you is a pain cursed and would like to cheer up and
So
tell us
pain
right
cursed
now.
can kill other pain cursed.
Yes, correct.
Even if you chopped her up into tiny pieces and hid them all across the country.
A little morbid, but
Well, it takes guts.
What I
to
will
do
tell you
things
is
like
there is
this.
a deep magic. In fact, I can tell you that once I watched Eli die, and he had that sword that you saw. When he came back, the sword completely disappeared and came right back in his hands. There is a dark, deep magic there. I don't think, no matter where you would put them, I think the pieces would come back together.
In fact, you watched him the first time he returned go from being an old,
That's right.
haggard man to being revived to a young,
27.
muscular man in his mid-20s.
Yes, I'll
Set
kind
him
of
right back to the date,
that
the
he became.
age that he became pain cursed.
So
Wow.
now you know.
This is very troubling indeed.
Say that again.
I think also when we do go, we have a way of announcing ourselves. If she does indeed come back without us killing her permanently, secrecy may be important on our next errand. Before we get too far, Morthos, there's one other thing that I saw down there in your soul that...
What else could you have seen?
The battlefield for this demon took place on your heart, and your heart was mostly bone and stone at this point, and there were like trees of eyes that were all around, and spikes that protrusions that were bones coming up out of almost everywhere. And your friend Sola said that she had noticed them coming up more recently, and I can't help but to point out that they are exact replicas of your legs and your new eye. They seem to be feeding off of your flesh on the inside there. And I know it's a touchy subject, but it would not be good service for us to enter into your soul to fight one demon and not point out another that may be taken over.
So anyway, how are we going to kill Eluester?
Well, clearly we cannot, so we must solve that problem before we actually head to the woods.
What if we got her to kill herself?
Did someone invite a rogue that just simply says random things?
It's logical.
We know.
And he's back, folks. Yeah.
It's logical. If only
We-
she can kill her, then...
We know that you are much more intelligent and knowledgeable about the art of battle than you present to us.
Okay, so if you got a knife in her hand and forced her to jab it into her neck, that would kill her.
I don't think so.
Didn't you say they have to be beheaded?
Your logic is
Yes.
flawless.
And in fact, if I recall,
I'm just beyond you.
I know that Eli himself had tried to take his own life, but it did not work.
Damn.
I ate a bullet and then I got spit out.
You can't blame me for thinking.
Well, I think our best course of action is going to be time and investigation when we get there. And
Well-
maybe some reconnaissance while we're in the city on anything we can drum up.
I disagree. I say our primary goal would be to find a pain curse that's willing to help us. Other than that, it's a wasted trip.
Maybe Eli.
I will be honest. Finding a pain curse will be extremely difficult.
And so will killing her without one.
Well, I think, again, she will die. We just have 3 days before she comes back.
And then she's going to find us and kill us.
And then we've made an enemy.
So
that
she
we cannot
dies, but she
kill.
doesn't die. So we can kill her, or
We
take
just
her
gotta-
captive, or all the other things that we can
I've got
Due
those
to an
pink
enemy.
shackles.
get what we need and leave her
we-
behind.
We
So
still have the magical handcuffs, no?
Is there any kind of quirk about pain curse we need to know about what happens when they die or kill another pain cursed?
That's almost like you could read my mind. But yes,
I've been dead, dude. I know things.
I've been dead, dude.
that is the other thing. If Kinshasa is truly as old as I believe she is, every time a pain cursed kills another pain cursed, there is a certain power that they inherit from the one they killed. So the more that they have killed, the stronger they have become. And if she has killed many pain cursed, she could be the most powerful thing that any of us have ever met.
Yes, and that's yes. Wow. hmm
So assuming
How do I
that we
become a pain curse?
same.
You will never
Assuming
say
that we
why.
even managed to kill her, couldn't we just take her body, drop it off at the door of the one who asked us to kill her? I mean, she'd probably have a way of dealing with
Actually, I kind of been thinking about that. So
it. Your problem now. You know, leave the dead mouse on the doorstep.
I'm wondering if Lithwester is immortal.
Maybe she is one as well.
Well, or maybe she isn't. She's trying to get the Ashen Crown, right?
Hmm.
Yes, that's.
Four-
I believe that's what she told us.
4 pieces, right? And we know that the Mage Slayer dagger is 1 piece, and the Coeur de Lurtan is the one we're looking for now in the Archwood. Did anyone look into what the Coeur de Lurtan does yet?
Yeah, we asked about it.
We did.
Don't remember.
It is a. It binds very powerfully with magic any creature around whom it ensnares. And so it cannot be escaped like many other magical entrapments can be.
But we also asked about the Ashen Crown in its complete form,
Mhm.
and I believe it has the power to create or destroy.
There is it's rumored to have power over life and death.
So, if someone were pain cursed and could end another pain cursed, would they potentially need something like that? Or maybe she's not and she wants to act as such? Or she knows what's coming at the very end of all of this and she needs that power of life and death.
I think
Just connecting dots here.
Yeah, if Lithwestra and Aloestra are sisters, and Lithowestra is very old, it would go to Aloestra also being very old. Unnaturally, so there's something to her as well.
But hags can live a really long time. I'm just going back in like the stories that the Tabaxi used to tell each other.
You have stories of these same things.
You know, like tales.
Well, you have tales, yes, but what about these stories?
Well, like fairy tales.
Oh.
Of like, you know, like
Like I told my wife when I was dead. No one gets my joke.
I got it.
so like, you know, like the crazy old witch in the woods sort of thing, and they feast on children and they live a long time, and you know, in the stories I remember, they didn't
Well-
talk about pain curse. They just lived a really long time because they're like a wood
I
witch.
can tell you that story is not a fairy tale, but
But
reality.
my mom Jetty used to tell me that just to keep me quiet and go to bed on time.
And I'm pretty much positive I just told you that I know for a fact that the
Yes, it is
hags
true.
used to take children and sacrifice them to make people immortal.
Yeah, you did say that.
It's
yeah.
insensitive
Yeah, no, yeah.
to
And in
his sister.
fact, do you remember that really handsome fella, Yanni?
Oh, he's the person I'm supposed to find.
Yeah,
and
the one
save.
whose hair was parted one way and by the
He-
end of the vision it was the other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a book of fairy tales. And believe it or not, we found out that they were not fairy tales, but real stories. Some of them were still evolving even as we traveled amongst ourselves.
That's
I
crazy.
must get my hands on that book.
Me too.
It was quite impressive, but many of the stories that we did hear as, you know, old
recognize
tales or children's stories ended up
Let's
being
recheck.
true.
So Marishka is thinking about her occupation as a villain consultant, buoyed by her past as a villain, and remembering the sort of power, like squabbles that would happen in the gang that she would always put down, and any rivals that would come up, and you know those little friction points. So would she have any sort of hypothesis or insight to share on why this hag would send us to kill another one who is supposedly only able to be killed one way inside the villainous mind?
Roll an insight check into this.
One of us are pain cursed.
That's a
This
good
story.
question.
13.
13.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, there could be lots of different reasons.
I suck at my job!
The most evident being she's sending people to do a job she doesn't want to do herself.
She's scared.
So, waste
She
the
be
fodder, not the
Non-fodder.
Chattel? I feel like
Just-
chattel's in there.
back up reverse. Waste the pawns, not the bishops, knights, etc.
The non-pawn.
Strategically, it just does not make sense to me. I mean, if she can only be killed in a certain way, if I had to pay somebody or get them to go kill a rival of mine, I would at least give them the tools they needed to do it.
Maybe it's not about actually killing her. Maybe it's about getting one over on her.
You would think so, but then it also tips her hand that she's trying to kill her.
Roll another insight check.
Oh, please. Can I use my... I have an advantage. I don't know if I want to use it, though.
Nah.
14.
As you talk it out, one other thought occurs to you. Maybe she wants to see if she stays dead.
If I was testing someone,
So she doesn't know.
if I was fighting a rival of mine, and I had a lot to risk by confronting them directly, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to commit to a full-out war yet, I would send the pawns to test the waters, if it were.
Makes
Maybe
sense.
if they succeed, then all is good. If
No.
they fail, then, especially if this hag can scry on us and watch our progress, then maybe she will learn intel
Now,
about the state of her rival.
now the lady has been nothing but upfront and honest with us, correct?
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, I have not sensed any blatant lies.
Well, I think she has a way with her words that makes it so.
Well, that's why I said blatant.
Yes, but so Guns blazing. I don't know what a gun is, but I don't know if guns blazing is the proper way to go about this. I wouldn't mind speaking to Kinshasa if it at all possible, to find out why. Why would you spend hundreds of years doing something like this? There must be a goal, and most people do not commit to an evil goal for multiple hundreds of years, in my experience. There's something else driving her, not just something evil and powerful.
Could be fear.
Saving someone would be one that motivates many. Or maybe she is trapped in her situation like I was. Speaking of which, as we're all revealing parts of our past, I have a priority goal for myself currently revealed to me by my wife. That I have a daughter in this world.
What?
So I'm not the only Velokin here, interestingly enough. And so that would be my priority now, beyond anything that the rest of you want to do. I'm sorry.
Maybe we can help look for her. Maybe we'll find her on the way. We should ask the voice in his head.
Whose head?
Yeah.
Morthos' head, silly.
Oh, I thought you meant Anthony.
Oh.
But that makes sense, too.
Oh, Nain and
Badger.
Badra.
Safar, yes. So that's something about me now that is new, that I did not know, and now we
I
all
have
know.
a sister and you have a daughter.
What do you think her name is?
Dolly, Polly, Ooh, maybe Molly. That'd be cool.
I will make no assumptions,
I'm gonna call her Molly in my head.
for if
I wonder how old she is.
You're going
I wonder
to
if she
owe
misses
so
her
much
dad.
child support.
for if Dolly knew of this baby and was able to raise her,
But wasn't she kidnapped?
yes, well, it was. I don't know all about what had happened to her, but I was told that she was fine and living on her own for a while, just kept separate by Phineas, who is all a part of this story as well. And so perhaps there may be information my daughter knows that could be of use to this whole thing also.
Information? You just
With
found
you.
out you have a daughter and you're just looking for information?
Well, yeah, and a reunion. You know.
Oh, okay, Bart. Thanks.
Multitask.
Well, whatever.
So if Dolly was a human
Mhm.
and you're tall and blue, does that
We're all thinking it.
how is she like a periwinkle?
On Ravnica, the humans and Vedelkin, they didn't really prefer to procreate with each other. But when that did happen,
You freak! That's amazing. I'm in support.
Damn straight, Mariska.
I was the sub, by the way. Anyway, so so that the children that are created, the Vedelkin bloodline is dominant, and so we would be a Vedelkin.
Oh.
True and true, 100%.
So you'd think that'd be easy to find if she's on this plane.
I don't think.
Mm-hmm. It
There's
might also be
two
a
of you.
target for
But she
some
might know how to
of our
illusion
bad
herself.
people we know of. Which apparently now we have the entire southern part of this entire world covered with bad people hating him.
Yeah, that's true. So,
Excellent.
for all intents and purposes, Mr. Killian, not to step on toes here, Mom, Dad, but I've been calling you that in my head.
I kind of like it.
You're like you represent parts of my mom and my dad at the same time, and I respect you for that.
I bow.
You're a bit
Killian
shorter than
bows.
both my mom and dad, so it's hard to compare because you're like really tiny and they're like.
So, seeing as, we lived, we got through Morthos' soul, Morthos knows he had a jacked up childhood, and that he's got eyes and bones growing in his soul.
We should Oi Melinda him with love.
Yeah.
Oi Melinda!
Oh,
and she hugs Morthos really tight.
Oh, okay. Do your legs break?
No.
But you did mention that you have a new goal. Maybe we could go around and just explain with new sets of information our individual goal that lines up with the overall goal of, saving the world.
Ooh, can I start?
Yes.
Stop the storm.
Boom. That lines up with saving the world. Mine would be
And her secondary would be to try to find Yappy.
Yappy.
Oh, yeah. Yappy, too. Yeah. Oh, I rolled a 15 on the book check, by the way, if I recognize it.
Yeah, you've heard of the tales of Grim the Fairy, and there are such books of such tales around, but you've never heard of one that the story is being told while you read it. That sounds pretty cool.
We'll find it. I want that. He wants that. You want it. We all want it. But mine would be to find my coin and save the world. Yours would be to find your daughter and save the world.
That second part I'm not so sure about.
Well, if you find your daughter and the world ends, was that really worth it?
I want to find my daughter and help the 6 of you. That's all I really wanted to do when I joined up.
Save the world, baby. Morthos.
That would be an indirect goal, though.
4 or 5
I'm
minutes
direct
ago,
helping you guys.
I would have said my only goal was to keep you safe, to save the world.
Indirectly.
But
Well, now I'd like to know if my sister, what became of her, and if the fate that my mind keeps telling me has come through, then I will spend my dying breath killing every one of those bitches.
women, right?
I
Or
have
do you
an
mean
idea,
do you mean
Morthos.
hags?
Yes.
So once we help this lady get the crown, why don't, because most likely, we kind of know what happened to the other kids. What happens if we ask her to bring back your sister and then we kill her?
Ooh. Actually.
Because the crown has life
Well,
and death, so they would be able to...
You
And
told
Dolly.
me that the
Hold on.
lady was the one that took my sister, no?
None of that
Right,
should
but
be
we're helping the lady get the crown.
None of that should be disturbed. But what if your sister is a pain cursed?
Ooh.
But
Clearly she was taken by the hag that makes the pain cursed. She probably was.
Well, wouldn't she
I'm sorry.
stay
No,
an
doesn't she-
infant
well, we
pain
don't know.
curse?
Doesn't
Oh,
she
maybe.
use
No.
the baby to
We don't know
become
that.
the pain curse?
Yeah, but if they if they die, they go back to when they
Or
were made.
maybe the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Someone
and we
smart said
use
that.
Eloester, not Eloester,
Conchasa?
Conchasa, to kill the lady.
Now that's a thought. Which then brings more credence to what JB was saying about talking to her.
Yeah, but that's
And
tough
maybe she
because
can help me
read our
find.
thoughts.
So,
Listen, I bet if you ask Melinda, she would say not every situation deserves an oi.
To be fair, I don't really know Melinda. I just broke down her bar door
I know Melinda, and she would say that.
twice.
Rubius, your goals.
I would say, first and foremost, to help you all.
To find your sword.
Second, to know who I am.
Okay,
Then I'll know my real goals.
done. Mariska.
I greatly desire to have a conversation with my father about certain things.
And
Oh yeah, and you guys seem to be on the path to finding more information about him, and I had a weird feeling in my stomach when I thought JB was dead, so I guess somehow,
I'm taken. Sorry.
despite all odds, I care about you all, and I don't want any of you to die, and somebody has to keep you on the morally dubious line just so we get enough flexibility to do the things that are the hard things. So I guess I'll stay with you.
I appreciate your candor. It's good. How about you, Mom, Dad?
Feels weird.
Well, my goal is to save the world, but in that by bringing us all on the path that Ao has laid out for us.
You've been told the truth.
She just does shifty eyes.
And helping each one of you find your roles in life that will bring you the most joy and faith and happiness.
This conversation needs more alcohol.
So was this session 0 again? Have we started
Yeah,
a new party?
Well, I think we've all learned something about ourselves today in various ways, and it would be good to reconnect and re-ground ourselves and maybe rebrand a little bit.
Ooh, you know it's a good way for a fresh start? Hands in!
Let's do it.
Ready? Shades on 3!
Come on. Come on.
Guys!
Come on.
She
Mage
Good.
hand.
grabs
Yeah.
Morthos' hand.
Yeah.
She grabs Killian.
I gotta tell you, dying's not that bad.
Ready? Ready?
Killian's hand's on top. Now go.
1, 2, 3, shades!
Shades.
Flies up 3 feet in the air.
We're
All
ready,
right.
guys.
Let's go save the world and do our individual things that bring us together as a found family. Go!
Yeah!
Yeah.
As we are.
Bedtime first.
With that,
Yeah.
I know
Last.
there's
First
still more you
giveaway.
want to do. We're going to do our first giveaway of the night.
Did you see this happening at all, Matthew?
We're still on time.
We had a
Listen,
scripture
listen.
circle just
It is a DM's dream to just be able to sit and watch a party play. That's wonderful. I'm glad that you guys are playing your characters as meaningful as you are. So, we are going to give away our dice. We did get our 3 new subscribers, so we'll be giving away the Shambling Mound together with the Imp and the Harpy creature. We'll do that before the end of the show. But right now we're giving away those dice, the white dice with the gold inlay. If you would like your opportunity to win those dice, type into the chat right now, ! Family. Family.
Drama.
! Family. And you will be entered in to win those dice, which we will randomly select. If you do win, please get us the address to which we can send your winnings, and we'll get those along here in the next couple weeks or so. We typically send all the packages out in bulk. So anyway, ! Family for your opportunity to win. All right, so well done, Shades. Excellent soul sharing and goal aligning and getting on the same page with one another collectively. What are some of the individual goals you have through the rest of that day? Bart?
I would like to resize Kelson's belt so I could wear it as my own. And I would like to look for a pop-up storybook.
A pop-up storybook.
Like a book of stories that
Yep.
pops up at you.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
21.
You find a bookstore that has lots of different books, and there is a children's section that in fact has a book of Grimm's Tales in pop-up form. And it's
How much is that?
5 silver pieces.
I'm going to buy one for me and one for Ray.
Yes.
So you get can spend 1 gold on the 2 books, and the belt resizing would be another gold just to keep things round. So 2 gold for that, and they're able to. You wait on it, and they complete that by the end of the day, and that is the rest of your day.
I would like to pull Morthos and JB aside for a second.
Okay, you have your conversation.
Come here. I have a question for you.
I'm sorry, but I don't have time for this today.
It's very important to me.
All right.
Okay. You as well. I want to control my excitement, but our endeavors going into your soul sparked a question in me of whether it be possible for you to enter into my soul, to find out my memories that are hidden from me. Is it possible? Is it possible to do that? Do I need to be possessed? I can do that.
I say this is magic that I do not know yet, or I may never, since it was the church that performed this procedure. I just don't think they would be willing to do so for personal endeavor as opposed to a demonic endeavor.
What if we threaten them
We would not do that.
or bribed them?
Well, that's all they accept are bribes, really.
But is there a way? I respect your knowledge. Can you ask your glasses? Anything? Is there a way for you to enter into my soul?
Listen, do you know more than you knew 4 months ago about yourself and your past?
Sure.
Sometimes revealing everything about yourself all at once can be harder.
There's a reason.
Not done
There's
yet.
a reason I didn't invite Killian. You're acting like Killian. All right.
Listen, knowledge is very close to wisdom. For the more you know, the more insight you have to future circumstances. And so, if we continue our paths, I believe more will be revealed inside of you that you will have to figure out. If we go inside, I'm not going inside.
Well, this is my question.
I don't know
Look
what
at
kind
me.
of demons
Look
you
me in the
have.
eyes. If need be, will you go inside me?
If need be, if it were a case of life and death, then for sure I would. Yes. I would go inside you every which way I possibly could. There would be so much of me inside you, you could not do anything but moan.
Casper?
You're a true friend.
Oh, no,
Thank you.
don't you worry.
I would do the same for you.
Booty on
I
the
already
deck.
have.
Excellent.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to know.
And I've always felt that way.
That's why he doesn't know he had a
Casper,
baby.
Casper leans in as you're having this conversation on the ship. And Morthos, will you go inside him?
Not a chance.
Don't. I can't say it.
Nope.
No, please don't. Please don't.
This is when we need to show it.
To save his soul. Of course.
Oh, well, yes. I would save his soul.
I'm not sure his whole would be saved, that's for sure. Oh, soul. I'm sorry. Sometimes.
My God.
I understand it's a lift. It can, make some funny noises.
Oh my goodness.
The lift, I mean. So,
Who else is doing what?
so you had your conversation.
I got my answer.
You got your answer. Anyone else doing
My
anything?
friends don't want to help me.
So this is still the same day we saved.
This is the end of the day.
Okay.
Yes. Short tasks.
Yeah, I just want to go to the alchemist and see if he has anything on good berry wine.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
Don't use that dice. It's been rolling poorly for you.
That's a crit.
Woo! Crit you
fail.
Are freaking blessed,
On
man.
Molly's good die.
What? That's better than mine. They're really pretty.
They are
Which is-
Oh, those are the giveaways.
Oh, really?
No.
No, those are
Pretty.
those are.
They're
Those
crit
are
certified.
Next week's giveaways. Ooh,
It's a Kraken set I had out from a different game.
Oh,
those are
they're
pretty.
really pretty. Thank you.
Yeah, they are.
They're beautiful. They're sparkly on the end. I love sparkles, and they're little sparkles.
Yeah, they're very nice. Well, I said in my mind, the only way he's gonna find anything is if he crits.
Yes! High five!
He's the master.
So you
of
were
beating
looking
this.
for more Goodberry wine.
And how to make it?
So
Specifically.
the alchemist says that I'm not going to roleplay this just for the sake of time.
Yes.
There is no more Goodberry wine, but he knows how to make it, and is able to make more if you provide him with good berries, but it needs to be good berries because they only last for 24 hours.
Right.
You need to provide him with a new batch of good berries every day for several days until he can actually distill down to make a new bottle. It needs to be
Is it like 4 days?
contiguous,
Yeah. Right.
otherwise it isn't distilled properly. So it can't just be like, yeah, here's 1 day's worth, and then 5 days later, here's another day's worth,
Right.
and a month later, here's another day's worth. There needs to be like a set chunk of time.
And he needs all 10 each day.
He does, and the reason why it's not a precise amount of time is because he needs to see how expertly he can distill them, and basically there's rolls to see when he completes it.
Okay.
Which someone who is proficient with alchemy can assist in the process, and perhaps learn the process from him, but that's how it works.
Okay.
Very good. Any other items?
Item? Well,
That
yeah.
anything?
Ray's gonna start whittling specific things for the group, and they haven't quite taken shape yet.
Okay, so on her new her tables, she has a velvet tabletop that she just got from the card table, basically, and her mahogany table from this ship.
We placed it in a different room though.
Yeah, no longer in the captain's quarters. You start whittling some items. Anything else for the rest of day 3?
I would want to find Morthos whenever he's alone for a conversation.
The night draws near, and Morthos is standing on the front of the ship, contemplatively lost in his own thoughts. As you approach him quietly from behind, everyone else is off kind of doing their own thing.
So, didn't think I would keep a secret, huh?
Well, it was a test to see if you were trustworthy.
Does this mean I can call you Ari now?
Sure. Just don't let anyone else hear it.
I won't.
Flirt.
Chris, stop.
Not as bad as Rubio's though. Sure.
So how do you feel knowing that we all
You went 0 to 100.
saw a lot of things that I'm sure you wouldn't have wanted to come out that way?
Well, you're all still here, so kind of relieved.
I think everybody's got skeletons in their closet. Anyway, while we were there, I met a woman named Sola. And
Isn't she just beautiful with the radiance?
she was pretty amazing.
I know. She is amazing.
Well, she talked to me after the battle and told me to tell you a few things. First, that whatever you're doing with gathering more and more curses to gain power, it's not right. And that it's not worth it.
But
And that your friends give you more power than any objects ever could.
wait, say that again?
She told you not to indulge curses any longer. That your friends give you more power than they ever could. And if you ask me, if you really care about her, she's the only thing in there keeping those eyes at bay. And the more you go after these curses, the harder you make her job. So if you really care about her, just figured you'd want to know how she feels. Oh, and she also takes out the ring that she gave her. She gave this to me. Told me to give it back to you. She's gonna grab his hand, put it in his palm, and then close his fingers over it and say, and she also told me to care for you. Whatever that means. And then leave.
You open up your hand, and it is the ring of
The-
fire resistance that you
Friendship promise ring.
gave to Sola,
Promise the ring.
and that she used to bring you back, and that you used to bring her back to life.
Bow.
You have no idea how special this ring is.
Now we've both got special rings. We're making the club, aren't we?
Huh. But
Well,
it's a little different than before.
how so?
I don't know. It's almost like it glows just a little bit.
Well, that's nice if you ever lose it.
And so
I
it
wouldn't lose
does.
this one.
It glows brighter than ever before, and if you recall, the ring was a quarter fire resistance. This is in fact a full.
Oh, I didn't give it away.
And so as you put it on,
Really?
it
It's a fake. I still have the real
and
one.
you attune to it, it melds with your natural resistance, and you are still immune.
With no curse.
no curse.
The title of this session is called Growth.
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 Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Growth. Yeah.
Well,
Well, I'm glad it worked. I didn't really think that, I don't know. I know that they were saying there's a whole procedure and everything, but the fact that we all have souls has frightening implications.
thank you for giving me this. Sometimes we need the reminder of what's important.
I'm glad I got to do something good then.
More than
Well, look at the weather. It is. That looks like rain. Are there any clouds?
No.
Okay.
There is a lantern that tells us the weather hanging on
No,
deck.
totally just going with it. I think I'm going to go spend some time with my own special ring. It's pretty cool. Just your ring, my ring, I don't know. And I'm just going to spend some time studying it, if it's as powerful as we've been told, and maybe we'll be able to use it to help us. So, good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite and all that.
Okay.
I'm gonna look for services in town that include scrying or investigation.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Rule an investigation to find an investigator.
14.
14. Wow, that's pretty low for you.
It was on 20 and then it hit the side and went to a 2.
2. Yeah. Well, let me open this up here.
What is that?
You, after several hours, you are drawn to a tower that you have not yet visited. And you are told that it is called the Tower of Mysteries. And as you think about it, you do recall, oh yeah, that dwarf guy at the docks mentioned something about a weaver's tower. And this Tower of Mysteries doubles as both a conclave of the Weavers Presidium, which you're familiar with and have mixed feelings about, and a Temple of Maestra.
Damn.
And it is closed for the evening when you find it. So you would have to come back the following day.
Evening.
You presume...
You don't want to do it tonight? We'll do it later?
I want to... Yeah, but we'll... I want to be able to prepare a little bit better for that.
Gotcha.
So...
Then perhaps I would have gone to... Wait. Did we find the node?
The seal has been discovered.
And we know what it says?
You do know what it says, but no one has ever really
We
discussed
haven't investigated it yet.
Alright, then I'm going to look into that.
I thought we were
Okay,
just
so
first thing.
If there's time to just look at...
You recall that the seal, which is in front of the Watchers' barracks, the Watchers being Captain Curtis's men, the name of them, it is a a runed seal that alights in the presence of the hopper that Morthos carries, and it glows a dim reddish hue as the hopper approaches, and written in a mix of celestial, infernal, and abyssal, which it takes your whole party to kind of interpret together. The words on the seal, which Morthos explains, adjust to give a quest to fetch the blood of the most dangerous creature in the vicinity, basically as a way to protect the area around which the seal is situated, or in which the seal is situated. The seal reads, "From the abyss thy prey does hail. Without planning thy surely will fail. From the sea approach the cliff to find the lair of the wastrelith."
Right. So that's where I would look. I'd go to that book place and see what a wastrelith is.
So roll another investigation check on seeking out information on a wastrelith.
17.
You know that a wastrelith is a demon of the abyss that is known to inhabit water and corrupt water. And as you do your research, you find that it doesn't typically inhabit deep water so much as shallow water. And it will layer in a shallowed place and try to spread its corrupting influence. And the longer it stays in a place, it actually will begin to form a planar connection to the abyssal waters from which it comes.
Oh, great.
That's not
And
good.
the stronger that lasts, the more corrupted the area around it becomes, such that when one even drinks the water, they are poisoned and will be inflicted with abyssal influence.
Good thing Yanni's not around.
Okay, so we can more.
All right. So then, once I learn this, I'll spend. I mean, I took a large nap today in another plane of death, so I'll spend a
Plane of napping.
I'll walk the whole shore of the town, just leisurely, with detect magic on and inspect and just see what waters look different.
Right. Roll another investigation check.
In preparation of this, I will cast Exceptional Wit.
Very good.
Doing some scouting.
I like it.
Finally, 33.
You find nothing.
As you
DC was
wander the
86.
shores, a lone fisherman sees you walking in shallows and along the shore where most people don't. There is a portion of the beach which is kind of the leisurely section, but you're kind of going all around, and fisherman kind of comes close to shore, maybe about 50 yards or so, 150 feet offshore. Kind of calls out to you, "Ho there! What say you, friend?"
Well, I say I am looking for anything unusual. That's about all I'm doing, walking through the shores by my lonesome. What say you, friend?
What kind of unusual things you looking for?
Listen, I've heard of a darkness. My friend has been subject to darkness inside of him, but I've heard of darkness in the waters. Anything interesting you have noticed from those spreading word around the parts?
Well, the darkest thing round these parts is up by the old lighthouse. Couple days north of here. Dark waters there, friend. Steer clear.
The lighthouse. We were just there. Okay, well.
No, not Odo Lux. The Fallen Lighthouse.
Oh. Okay, alright. Which direction is that?
About 2 days north of here, along the coastline.
Excellent.
Can't miss the ruins. Steer clear of the rocks and the blackened waters.
Is there a land path to take, or is it only accessible by waters?
Either way.
I appreciate your kindness, sir. What can I do for you in return?
There's a silence. And he disappears.
What?
What?
JB killed him.
Like Batman?
Like, gone.
Whoa.
JB's hearing voices.
I like to insight myself.
At disadvantage.
To note, it was 2 days by sea. Land would take longer.
Mm-hmm. No, I will. I will head directly back to the cabin in the boat to collect myself.
Okay.
And in the morning, I'll tell everybody what just happened.
Before the night ends, I rolled a crit, so Ray has, let's say, 6? Yeah, 6 chess sets for smash chess whittled.
Okay. And is this in addition to the individual items that you're whittling for each person?
This is separate, so that's gonna take longer.
Okay.
So this was just for
So that's your smash
some
chest.
free time. I was roll
Very-
of the dice. I rolled a crit, so
Very good.
you could play 3 rounds of things getting smashed.
All right. Very good.
Did my conversation with Morthos
Sweet.
take all my time, or could I have had spent some time working on the ring?
You could have spent some time working on the ring. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
Oh no. I thought a persuasion check.
What ring?
Persuaded to tell
Her
me
ring.
its secrets. I'm not gonna roll with D&D Beyond. I don't trust it tonight. Oh, why did I speak that into the universe? 19.
All right. Roll a D100.
Oh, nice.
Is that 80? Yeah, 80.
Roll a second time.
I think it was 8.
50. Was
No.
it an 8?
No, that's 5.
Oh, well, that's 5, that one.
Okay. So, keep in your notes ring plus 85.
Nice.
85 to my armor class.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be insane.
So your ring bar progress is just plus 85.
Okay.
All right. Very good.
Killian's up late painting again.
Roll a
And-
religion check.
This is specifically in reflection of the death going on around him that he saw today.
Yep.
And twice. Is this twice? The AO reference that he gave to JB, and just a recognition of like his role within the group again. So, just
Oh.
halfling look. Not much better. You said religion? 10.
10. So you're painting and reflecting. The pale moonlight reflects off of the slowly undulating waves.
Good work.
A lone fisherman rows by. And that's all.
I paint him. I paint that scene. Exactly.
Very good.
Pointillism style.
With a silhouette line behind the moon.
Okay.
And then I go to bed.
You all wake up the next morning It is a bit overcast to this day. Looks to have a look of a storm moving in.
So I did see one. Way out.
It is the 4th day of your downtime. What do you wish to do?
Well, I tell them about the dark waters. I say, there is seemingly more of a threat in this area, as if there could be any more threats in this area. Remember the little portal thing that this man Morthos has been telling us about?
Mm-hmm.
That we found the piece that apparently turns on or something when we kill something in the blood and the... Anywho, I found a fisherman on the shore last night.
What?
He was temporarily there. He told me that there's a location north of here, not at the lighthouse, but at a lighthouse. 2 days by land, probably 5 or so, 10 or so. You don't know. 2 days by water, whatever by land. Pirate, you may figure out what that might be. Anywho, another demon from the abyss has blessed us with its presence, and so,
Why are there so many demons?
well, I think that as we free the demons inside us, they become more prevalent around us to attack us and bring us back to our previous states. Perhaps that might be the situation we're fighting here. So this is Morthos' fault.
Amen.
Morthos is not there.
Ooh.
Oh.
Intrigue.
Where's Mariska?
Once again, Morthos is
Up earlier than
standoffish.
Killian painting early.
You do immediately realize that Morthos is not on the ship.
What?
Yes, same old Morthos. It's fine. Hiding and not telling us his secrets. Okay, so, nothing changed. So anyway, there's a demon in the water that is spreading, and the longer it's there, the stronger it gets.
Killian, roll
We
a
need
perception check.
that demon's blood to
None of
open.
these D20s are working.
No, roll hers.
I rolled hers last time.
Morthos, are you where
okay,
we said you were going to be?
Yep.
25.
25?
Yeah.
Morthos is on the ship.
Mm.
But not in his room or in his usual place of rest. And there's something off with Bart.
With Bart.
I can't handle all the things at once.
Well, let me paint a scene for you. Because before Bart would have come out of his captain quarters and talked with everyone, he woke up, he stretched,
Great.
scratched his chest. Today's going to be a good day. Yeah. And he reaches into the bag of holding that he has, and he pulls out a severed hand with his right hand. And he puts the castle with the black chess pieces on, and his secret room opens up. And he walks through, takes Sola's severed hand, finds a jar, puts formaldehyde in it, throws the hand in the jar, covers it up with the cellophane and the twine,
This is so weird.
puts it back on there, and he goes, "That's 2."
Got her hand?
He backs out, undoes the castle, it closes, and then he, determined, again, walks to the door, right hand grabs the handle, steels himself, becomes affable
Stops
again.
first.
Yep. Okay. Oh, okay. And?
As you realize that's interesting.
My hand's black. He's gonna rummage the room for a glove.
And you find a pair of leather gloves, captain's gloves.
Can you wear it just on that hand, though?
He puts 2 captain gloves hands on. I will deal with that later. Determined, walks to the door, opens it up, and then joined you for your conversation that morning about the wastrel.
So, what do I notice about each of them?
I have my hand in my vest like Napoleon.
Okay.
other hand behind my back.
So he's taking a captain's posture
Mm-hmm.
as he gives some commands to Casper and instructs them in what they're to do as you begin to potentially make ready to sail. And you are the only one who really hears the pained breathing coming from the crow's nest.
Okay. All right. The crow's nest is 30 feet up.
Yes.
Alright.
It's the lower of the two crow's nests.
Gotcha. While we're having this conversation, I recognize he's not wanting to be found, right? Like he's there on purpose. I'll telepathy up to him while looking at the rest of the group and talking.
Good morning, Mr. Morthos. Everything okay up there?
And you see Killian like literally talking as he's talking to you.
To be honest, I've never been better.
Well, that's good news. You care to come down and hang out for a bit then?
I'm quite tired. I think I am just going to sleep a little while longer.
Okay. Do you need anything?
I am good. Thank you.
So as JB points north, like where the waters go, I want to look up and see. So everybody's looking kind of, that's where we got to go, 2 days, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I want to give up a glance to see.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Come on.
29.
Attaboy.
You kind of look up through the cracks in the crow's nest, which has just a very low railing. It's not like a high railing. And you see Morthos is curled up in a fetal position. And you see that his hands are around his knees as he kind of holds his legs close to his body. And you see him, the band that was over both of his eyes that had been lifted is now back down over both of his eyes.
Do I get a sense of what has happened?
Roll an insight check.
He got smashed.
Picked a fight with
18.
the wrong person.
18?
Yeah.
Based off of the timbre of his voice and the
Oh, did he pull out his eye again?
position that he's in,
Oh!
Can I get that?
Oh!
it seems that Morthos went through a cleansing ritual and had the greaves and eye removed from his person.
Holy cow!
You don't have legs?
No.
Gotcha.
I again in his mind I go,
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
I'll bring some good berry up to you in a little bit.
That'll be appreciated.
so yeah, later I would be shape and take a good berry up to him in a mouse form so nobody saw.
So you get your sustenance for the day, and you're going to take your day to heal
I'm going to
From
just
your-
sleep.
from your curse. And when you're up there in your little squeaking form.
squeak. Oh, that's you. Sorry.
Do I see him?
No. But
God,
but you
Jason.
do see that his legs, where the greaves in particular were, so
Mhm.
kind of like his quads, are just completely black and blue, and looks like they've been shattered.
Yeah.
And pulverized.
Do you know how long the healing process is?
Not really. I think it might be up to the DM's discretion.
Do I feel like any healing spells will help the process?
He's in full health.
Okay.
It's not that he is, with 1 hit point close to death. It's just that his legs are, and apart from greater restoration spells,
stuff like that,
and regeneration spells, it's just going to take time for his body to heal.
Okay.
You do see that whoever did the cleansing did provide braces to set his bones, but it's still going to just take some time.
Okay.
You do see blood that has kind of dripped onto the crow's nest down his face from his eye socket.
Have they been destroyed?
We'll find out.
Ooh.
Let me know if you need anything.
Thank you.
So we're dealing with this problem without Morthos.
Is he up?
He clearly is not around.
I mean, I'd be inclined to wait a day or for him. Yeah, he might be out to land doing something.
Oh, you know what?
Remember, I said the longer this demon remains, the stronger it gets.
Well, I think what would be wise of us is to maybe try to find a replacement diamond in town this morning, and maybe we head out this afternoon. Mr. Morthos will probably be back by then.
That makes sense. I feel like God is nodding enthusiastically.
We need to.
We just used 3 diamonds.
Can we use 2? We gotta find maybe
the
one in
church
town.
used 3 diamonds to save 3 people.
They used one of their own.
Yeah. How many 300 gold diamonds do you think are sitting around town?
Ah, there's a jeweler
we
here.
had 2 of those 3, and they had one. I bet there's one in there. I'm just saying,
there weren't that many
if we're going to find another,
I wasn't in Waterdeep.
we're going to find a great.
But there weren't that many there, and it's a bigger city.
If we're going to find and fight another big demon, maybe wise of us to restock on some of these provisions. So let's take the morning in town and come back, and we'll head out. And like I said, I'm
Let's leave by 1.
captain's orders.
How about that?
So you'll have the morning.
So today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One in the afternoon today.
So
Yeah.
you can.
Nice gloves.
Thank you.
They look quite sharp.
Are those women's gloves?
Roll an investigation check. Whoever's seeking this diamond.
Not me.
I want to get it over with, so I'll help.
Yep.
19.
You do go to the jeweler,
This dice is also in the bag.
and he does have a singular diamond that is in the price range of 300 gold. It is uncut and could be made more valuable if more delicate instrumentation was taken to it. But in its raw form, it still would fetch about 300 gold.
Is that necessary for that spell? For it to be cut?
It just needs to be at least 300 gold.
Now, DM, knowing how diamonds are made from coal and a lot of heat.
Pressure.
Could one...
And time.
Yeah.
Not magical flames makes it different. Could one become the first Jareds
It's not how
this time.
carbon works in this world.
and make a diamond?
Or in any world.
So if you wanted to take your downtime to try to create a diamond through evocation rather than transmutation, you can certainly try.
Yeah, why not? Woo! I want to sell jewels.
To be fair, what's that take on a wooden ship?
Lots of fire.
Lots
What
of
do we do it
fire.
on the ship?
I'll take that diamond, sir. Uncut. Just leave it as is. We'll take it at your lowest price.
300 gold sold to the highest bidder.
take a look at it. I'd like to inspect it before I pay the man.
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
11.
It,
Seems about the same as the one I had before.
yeah, though uncut. It actually is larger than the one you had before.
Ooh.
And you have seen diamonds smaller that went for much more, but in its raw form, he's charging you 300 gold.
All right, I appreciate your services. We may be back one day.
You also know that there are gems spells that require diamond dust rather than a diamond itself.
Mhm.
So if you were to shape this, you could potentially use the shavings for diamond dust and get more use out of it for restoration type spells, things of that nature.
Okay, then I'll say, hey, now that I own this diamond, there's you know what size diamond needs to be used for a resurrection, yes? To bring somebody back, revivify.
I do indeed. I've worked with Ordo Lux several times.
So I had a diamond that was shaped for that. It looks like there's a bit of extra on here. You mind just grinding it off real quick? It doesn't have to be pretty when you're done underneath. I just want the dust. I'll give you some gold.
Oh, that'll take some time.
Oh, really?
It isn't diamonds hard. It takes time to shape those.
You don't have any magic then that would make it quite easy?
I'm a jeweler, not a magister.
All right, we'll come back then. We'll come back.
Alrighty, you come back now. You hear?
You just said.
All right. Were there any other short errands you wished to run in the morning?
Ray is whittling.
Continuing to whittle. Very good. You return to the ship. You are all stocked with supplies. You begin the 2-day trek northward towards the lair of the Wastrelith.
Yay.
And that's where we will pick up our session.
We ended on
Next
time!
Yeah, I'm going to eat some dinner.
Before we end, we are going to give away these 3 minis here. So I think we got about halfway towards our big dragon, so that's awesome.
Nice.
Thank you for all of the subs. You are an awesome community, and we appreciate you. If you would like to have an opportunity to win the Shambling Mound, the little imp, and the harpy-like figure, then type into the chat right now, ! Onward, ONWARD, ! Onward, as the shades move on to their next deadly encounter. So I hope you can join us next week as you watch me kill some more of them. Let's see if I can get more than one this time and really have another permadeath, because I only got 1 diamond.
It's not
Well,
me.
hold on
If
now.
it's not me, I quit.
Don't you go too fast there, Sonny G.
You're gonna try to make your diamond?
Oh, please.
You don't
In a
even have
matter of
any
10
coal.
minutes.
I'm going to open, what's the
2 days.
cubic zirconium?
2 days. That's not a diamond. That's what
It'll
happens when you
work.
turn coal into
No,
a
it'll
diamond.
work. I have faith.
Which god's going to be fooled by that to bring somebody back?
Make him look at this hand. This hand snatches the soul.
Onward for your opportunity to win those 3 minis. And by way of reminder, we would invite you to join us on Discord if you haven't already. You can see our link in the chat as well as on our Twitch panels below. We also want to show off one of our new shirts. So we're going to put the screen back to the party. Carissa is wearing one of the shirts. And so you can all
I didn't even
see
notice
the awesome design on the front and the back.
Hold on, wait.
Flip again.
Yep.
There you go.
There we go. You see it? Excellent. So awesome. Thank you, Carissa. And there are lots of different colors and combinations to choose from.
And there are
Hoodies.
women's cuts, as
Yeah,
Jake
women's
learned.
Fun fact, I bought one in women's cut. It doesn't fit me.
fits. It's just a little too sexy for his stuff.
Yeah, I'm too sexy for my shirt when I wear it.
So there are cuts for the ladies and the gentlemen. There are hoodies and socks and all kinds of cool things. We would appreciate if you enjoy the show to show the love and maybe do some walking advertising for us. When your friends ask, what's LDR? You can tell them, hey, it's this bunch of schmucks that I watch on Tuesday night. I'm sure that'll get them interested. All right, well.
We should give away a shirt next week.
Yeah, we could do that.
Get the winner and we'll get
I
their size.
gotta have to order some. But
Yeah.
sure, we'll give them away. We'll give them away.
Not all of them, but
we'll
some
give
of them.
We're gonna give away socks, one sock
At a time.
You
better win both.
Fun fact, actually, former President Barack Obama actually was seen wearing one of these shirts in public the other day.
Oh yeah?
Which
Yeah.
ones?
The Loot Die Repeat shirts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a meme of said?
Don't look that up, but it's very true.
Don't fact check me.
Hashtag fake news.
All right. Well, exclamation point onward to have your chance to win those minis. And we would love if you would join us. We always seem to get folks who join in at the end of our stream. We do start at 7:30 Eastern Time. And we have lots of giveaways throughout the night. Next week promises to be another big battle. And we invite you to join us as our team takes on a dreaded Wastrelith. And I can tell you right now, it is a deadly level encounter. So they will need your help in the chat. And we hope to have you next Tuesday night, starting at 7:30, when we will continue to loot, die, and repeat. Hope to see you then. Cheers.